Hey kids, we're back on another video and I'm Phoenix.
And I'm Mr. Wright. Welcome back to another video. We are going to talk about the assignments for April 9th, Thursday. Before we get started on today's agenda, I have some very exciting news. Phoenix, we had 100% of our class check into Google Classroom today and handing in work. So, give them a round of applause for that. Nice job. So here's the deal. What Phoenix and I have decided, we were talking about how cool it was that everybody got on Google Classroom, checked in, got their attendance points, and is working hard to get all their assignments done and handed in. So if we have another day of perfect attendance and students continuing to hand in excellent work, then he has agreed to take a plate-filled whipped cream pie to the face. So, if you want to see that, continue your hard work and continue to check in every single day, get those attendance points, and handing in excellent work. Make sure that name, date, mailbox number is at the top of every page, and you are going to do perfectly fine with all of that. So, a few other things. Just a reminder. The factors and multiples quizzes that I assigned on April 7th. The majority of the class is good to go on that. There are 2 students that still need to finish that. I encourage you guys to, once again, on the daily assignments, go ahead and get those assignments done that day so that you don't forget. I feel that there's a few of you that are kind of doing a few of the assignments and then you kind of wait on the quizzes and then you kind of forget about it. So I sent some messages out reminding you on that. Like I said, best approach is go ahead and get all your assignments done for the day, and then that way you don't have to worry about it until the next day when the new assignments come. Another reminder, STEM projects. Many of you have already handed in and sent me videos of your project completed and demonstrated. That is excellent, and I am very, very impressed with some of the results on that. But that is due Friday, so just a reminder, as you are working through the week, make sure that you have your presentation or picture that you're going to send me all completed on Friday. Email or text that to me. Once again, we have our agenda for today. So for April 9th, Thursday, this will be what you will see on Google Classroom. Step number 1, as always, make sure you check in and get those attendance points. We are going to hopefully get Phoenix some pie in the face. That'll be fun. And we will record that and put it in Friday's videos for everyone to see if we have 100% and the continuous excellent work being turned in. So, well, hopefully we get that. So step 1, get that done and out of the way. As soon as you read it, check the box, hit turn in, and you're done with step 1. Step 2, hopefully you've already done that because now you're watching the video. And these are the assignments for today. Read the directions carefully. You have to make sure that you watch this entire video so that you know exactly what assignments to do on Google Classroom and in the packet. Remember, the calendar in the packet is somewhat of a guide, but really you don't even need it because you're getting all information from Google Classroom. This is where you need to be checking to see what assignments I want you to do because we may or may not do everything in the packet. So checking here is where you want to be. So to start off our day today, we are going to do daily language and math. We are ready for Thursday, daily language and math, week 15. So at the top, the very first one, it says, in which part of a friendly letter would the following be found? If you remember, we've talked about a friendly letter. We've actually wrote several friendly letters this year, one of them being to the soldiers. And just to kind of review on that, I have an anchor chart that talks about the parts of a friendly letter. If you remember, we have the date, we have the greeting, we have the body of the text, we have the closing, and the signature. This anchor chart will be attached to the post as well as the other anchor charts that I'm going to be showing you. Okay? So, have you ever wrote a letter, Phoenix? To anyone? No? Well, maybe we need to write a letter to someone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, back to daily language and math. So, that's the first part. You're simply going to write what part of a friendly letter that would consist of. And then you have some rhyming word questions. Pretty simple there. Correct these sentences. And you know what to do on that one. Now down at the bottom, the math portion, we have 2 division problems for you to do. Basic fact practice. Number 3, we have draw the entire figure if this line represents the line of symmetry. This goes back to chapter 10, which is what we had already completed before spring break. So just to kind of review that real quick, lines of symmetry. This line here would be like a fold line that you would be folding a single plane object in half to where both sides lined up exactly. Mirror images on both sides of this line. So you need to draw the other side of this object that matches it exactly so that this line would be a line of symmetry. So if you need a little more help or in-depth directions on that, you can refer back to chapter 10 in your math textbook, because everybody has their math textbook at home. That is chapter 10. We talked about lines of symmetry. On number 4, we have a perimeter question. And I have brought up kind of a quick mini lesson of that. The perimeter of a rectangle, if you remember, perimeter has the word rim in it. And I like to think of it as a basketball goal. The rim of a basketball goal is the outside of the goal. So therefore, if you are finding the perimeter of a rectangle, you are adding up the outside distance of this rectangle. So if they give me some information here where I know that in a rectangle, if this side is 6 inches, the other side has to be 6 inches. Okay? If this side is 2 inches, the opposite side has to be 2 inches as well. Then I simply add up all of the sides to get my perimeter. So 6 plus 6 would equal 12. 2 plus 2 equals 4. And 12 plus 4 equals 16. Now, I want to make sure I put in a unit in here, and I'm working in inches, so I can abbreviate that IN with a dot after it. So, I would simply say the perimeter, P, equals 16 inches. Okay? And there's my answer. So, that's a quick demonstration of perimeter to kind of refresh your memory on that. Then you have your number story problem. As always, underlining and circling, underline that question, circling the important information, showing any and all work. You guys have been doing really great with that. So keep up the good work. Now, the next assignment for today is going to be your reading passage. Today's is titled Chlorine. It is another scientific text, which is also known as nonfiction text or expository text. And this is all about chlorine. And down here at the bottom, of course, you have your 6 questions that focus on specific skills. And we're going to run through those. Remember, as always, we practice reading the questions first, and then picking your highlighters for each question. You can pick the colors for each one, just like you've been doing. And then read the passage. Now, this one does not have the paragraphs numbered, so you want to make sure you number your paragraphs as well. Some of you are kind of forgetting to do that when you've handed this in. So, the first question is the main idea question. Remember, the main idea tells what the story is mostly about, and it has supporting details that can support the main idea. I will attach the anchor chart from the previous lesson so that you can refer back to that if you need it. I also have gone over cause and effect. The cause is the why it happened. The effect is what happens as a result. I will attach an anchor chart as well, so if you need that as a review, you have that as well. Now, for text structure, we have a new anchor chart that I can go over quickly. Nonfiction text structures. Remember, there are 5 nonfiction text structures. Description, sequencing, which is chronological order, problem solution, cause and effect, compare and contrast. On this anchor chart, it's really nice because it gives you a definition of each text structure. And then it also gives you signal words, clue words to look for in the text to help you decide what type of text structure that nonfiction text is. So this is going to be an excellent resource for you. I'm not going to go through and read every little thing. You can bring it up and review, as well as we have some things in your portfolio on all of these concepts that can help you with a quick review. So that will be attached to the post as well. So back to this. Then again, we have a vocabulary question, affixes. Remember, prefixes go at the beginning of a root or base word. Suffixes go after the root or base word. And so it's just simply asking you another prefix or suffix question. Then number 6 is a context clues question. Remember, context clues is when you are using the other words in a sentence to determine the meaning of an unknown word. And I will attach a anchor chart to the post as well for your review. Also, your portfolio is another good resource for that. So that is your assignment for ELA. Now, then you have the Appalachian Trail. Remember, review the information on the teach page. Go over your vocabulary. Make sure that you are familiar with the vocabulary. Review your map and the information provided there. But today you are going to do Wednesday's questions. So when we look at Wednesday's questions, it says, what are 2 endpoints on the Appalachian Trail? And then it says, the Appalachian Trail runs along the border of North Carolina. Does the trail run through South Carolina? I'm getting some excellent sentences on these. You guys are doing very well with capitalization punctuation, making sure that you circle the part of the question that's supposed to be in your answer. I've had a few that circled what they were supposed to put in their answer, but forgot to restate the question in their answer. So be careful of that. Make sure that you are remembering all of those things to make a good 4th grade sentence. So 2 questions there. Review your vocabulary, and that is all of your assignments for today. So just remember, I put a reminder on here, my Librarian is a Campbell STEM project is due Friday. You still got you got one more day to kind of work on that as well. Hopefully you're not waiting till the last minute and you've been kind of working on it. Like I said, some of the projects that have been sent to me already have been really, really cool. Some of you are really thinking outside the box, and it's just awesome to see some of the projects that you're producing. So, that is our agenda for today. So hopefully, remember, as long as we're getting 100% on the attendance coming up and some excellent work where everybody's turning their stuff in continuously, this boy gets whipped cream pie to the face. It's going to be fun. So let's make that happen, and we will video it and post it in the next video we put out. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else you want to tell the kids?
Yeah.
What's that?
Do good on your work so I can get pie face.
All right. And give them one more laugh for them. All right, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Keep working hard. Until next time, stay tuned.